In the late 1st century, early Christians lived as a tiny minority within the Roman Empire. They occupied the fringes of a society that viewed the emperor not just as a political leader, but as a god. Public life required visible proof of loyalty. Citizens were often expected to offer sacrifices to the emperor to participate in the local community. Refusal meant being cut off from trade, losing social standing, and facing the constant threat of state-sanctioned violence. This creates a sharp tension for the early church. If their God had truly overcome the world, it was difficult to reconcile that victory with the daily experience of being marginalized and crushed by an earthly regime. John's vision in Revelation 11 shifts the focus away from the streets of the empire to the heavenly temple. He describes the doors throwing open to reveal the Ark of the Covenant, shifting the perspective from earthly suffering to a wider cosmic conflict. He introduces a woman in the sky, clothed with the sun and moon, representing the faithful people of God. She is in labor, giving birth to a son destined to rule the nations. A 7-headed red dragon looms over her. This is the ancient serpent, Satan, positioned to destroy the child the moment he is born. The attempt fails. The child is snatched away to God's throne, and a war breaks out in the heavens. The dragon is defeated and cast out of heaven, falling toward the earth in a state of fury. This sequence frames the persecution of the church as a byproduct of the dragon's failure. He cannot harm the Messiah on the throne, so he redirects his violence toward the believers remaining on earth. He lashes out because he knows his time is short. To carry out this earthly war, the dragon summons 2 allies. These creatures act as his proxies, translating his cosmic rage into political and social pressure. A beast rises from the sea with 10 horns and 7 heads. It represents oppressive political power, the specific kind of military might that defined the Roman state in John's day. A second beast emerges from the earth. It has the horns of a lamb, but the voice of a dragon, acting as a spokesperson for the first beast. This represents the propaganda systems and local organizations that enforced emperor worship through social pressure. Power flows from the dragon to the state and to the propaganda machine, demanding total allegiance. Economic participation is the primary control lever. Everyone is forced to receive a mark, the number 666, on their forehead or hand. Without it, buying and selling become impossible. This system turns everyday survival into a test of loyalty. It is a trap built into the structure of society, designed to isolate and starve anyone who refuses to acknowledge the empire's divinity. In contrast to the rising beasts, John sees the Lamb standing on the heights of Mount Zion. This is a position of stability, far removed from the chaotic waters that birthed the first beast. Standing with the Lamb are 144,000 followers. This number represents the complete and redeemed people of God, assembled in a quiet, unshakable formation. These followers have rejected the mark of the beast. Instead, they carry the name of the Father on their foreheads, signifying they belong to a different kingdom with a different economy. The followers of the Lamb find their security here, in a loyalty that Rome cannot touch. By wearing the Father's name, they place themselves outside the reach of the dragon's traps. 3 angels fly through the sky, issuing a final set of warnings. The first proclaims an eternal gospel to every nation, calling on them to worship the Creator while there is still time. The second angel announces the fate of the oppressive system. Babylon is fallen. The once invincible empire is presented as a ruin, its collapse inevitable. The third angel warns that those who choose the beast's mark will share in its judgment. For the saints, this is the moment that requires endurance, the steady refusal to bow to a falling system. The end of the age is described through 2 harvests. First, a figure like the Son of Man appears on a white cloud. He swings a sickle to gather the wheat, bringing the righteous into safety. A second angel appears with another sharp sickle. This time, the tool is used to gather the clusters of grapes from the Erd Stein. those who join the beast in its war against the church. The grapes are thrown into a massive winepress, resulting in a torrent of crimson liquid. It is final justice for forces that exploited the earth. In the aftermath, those who refused the mark stand on a sea of glass mixed with fire. They have passed through the fire of the dragon's rage and emerged on the other side. They sing the Song of Moses, explicitly linking their victory to the exodus from Egypt. Just as Israel was rescued from Pharaoh's army, these believers have been led through a new wilderness into freedom. The vision concludes by framing history as a contest of endurance. While the beast exerts power in the present, the text presents the Lamb as the only figure still standing when the system fails.